a month. That is going to do it for this case. The next case, you would think in a dogfight between an Akita and a Spaniel, the Akita would win. You're going to be surprised.
This is the plaintiff, Gia Hutt. She contends she was walking her two dogs in her driveway when her next-door neighbor's neglected Brittany Spaniel viciously attacked her Akita, Merlin, ripping open his face. She desperately tried to separate the dogs and fell on the pavement, tearing her pants and cutting her knees. The hateful defendant came over drunk and had the nerve to threaten to put her dog to sleep. She sued for $472.60 for vet bills and ruined pants. This is the defendant, Frank Sloboda. He says the plaintiff's big Akita has a history of biting people. The dangerous dog is never on a leash, and just a few weeks ago had one of his kids pinned up against his truck. In any event, on the day in question, the plaintiff's vicious dog attacked his Brittany Spaniel, Lucky. All Lucky did was defend himself. He's accused of irresponsible pet ownership.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
He came to my house to threaten us to kill my dog, drunk as a skunk. Totally drunk, which is his usual mode of being, even at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I knew that was going to happen.
But it's true.
The People's Court, final case on the docket. Merlin the Akita should have done a disappearing act on the day in question, but instead he was viciously bitten by a Brittany Spaniel named Lucky. Did Merlin provoke this attack? We decide in the case of Merlin's unlucky day.
Miss Hutt, is that you? Give me the details of your case.
I brought my dogs out for a walk, and on our way back into the house, their dog Lucky came from in between the two houses and attacked my Akita.
Is the defendant your neighbor?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I tried to break the fight, but my dog is 13 years old, and he's in very bad shape. He's almost blind. He's got arthritis, can hardly walk.
What damages did your dog suffer as a result of what you say was the attack?
He was bit on his face.
He was what?
Bit under his eye, on his... I have pictures.
Yes, let me see.
On his black side of the face, his black and white. It's hard to tell because it's a black side, but you can see the stitches sticking out.
Go ahead.
He was bit, and his skin was torn, and the dog was crying, and there was blood on my driveway, and I was trying to break the fight, and I just fell on the floor a couple of times because I was so nervous and shaking.
As a result of which, what happened?
As a result of which, my Akita took off. I lost the grip on the leash.
As a result of your activities in breaking up the conflict, did anything happen to any portion of your clothing? Because
yes,
that's
sir.
part of your case.
I fell on my knees on my driveway because they buckled, and I just really couldn't. I was shaken.
As a result of which, what happened?
I fell on my knees, and I had a bruise. The fluid came out of my left knee. It would not hold me up anymore. It's happened to me before, so I knew that's what happened immediately. And my pants on the left knee, I'll turn this as evidence, got ripped on the... You can see, it's hard to tell, but if you put your finger on the back, you see there's a hole in there.
Yes, I can see it, madam. You don't have to put my finger in, I see it.
Okay, and I have the original bill here.
You're also suing for your pants?
Yes, I am.
And how much did you pay for that?
The pants
for the pants were new?
Yes, sir. I bought them in December.
And how much did you pay for them?
$159, with tax $169.34. Here's the copy of the bill. I didn't have the original, but I called the store and they faxed it to me.
$170 for a pair of pants?
Yes, sir.
That you wear to walk the dog?
Yes.
I don't want you hanging around with my wife. I'll tell you that right now.
I've heard that before.
What happened, sir?
Well, I think it was more self-defense.
Tell me how it could be self-defense if the attack occurred on her property.
This dog hasn't attacked anybody. Their dog has. These people do not walk their dog on a leash.
Go ahead, sir. The evidence is uncontradicted that the Akita was on a leash. Why is it uncontradicted? Because you weren't there. And she says it was on a leash. Go ahead, please.
But she says it was on a leash.
So?
I can go out any time when they walk their dog and it's not on a leash.
Go ahead, sir.
I can walk out with a camera and take pictures of it, which I have.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Let me see it.
I have the plaintiff here with the dog. No leash, no rope, no nothing. This dog has attacked 3 people.
Yes, well, I read that. Is this your property, madam?
Yes, sir.
And
This
that
is
dog
my
on
driveway.
Your that's your property?
Yes, it's on my driveway, and it's with my husband
Go
or
ahead.
myself, because the dog is never out alone, ever. He
Well,
walks
it's
on a
supposed to be
line,
leashed.
sir. He's blind. He walks on that pattern into the garage.
Madam, I noticed from the documents that have been submitted and the testimony of Mr. Sloboda that your dog has indeed
Yes,
bitten some people.
it's true. Unfortunately, it has happened.
I've got a 6-year-old. I mean, this dog doesn't know body parts. He could take this kid out tomorrow. He gives you no warning. This is
How
the bad
long
part.
have you lived there?
All my life.
In these premises that we're talking about?
Yes.
All your life?
Yes.
And your child is how old?
6.
6 years old,
That's
was
one of them.
born in the place that you live in?
Yes.
How long are you living there?
10 years, sir. And he's lived there a year.
Wait a minute.
Maybe
And
2
your
years.
dog has never bothered or attacked your
Nothing.
child?
Nothing.
All right, so what are you worried about?
Here's
But
a
he has
picture.
attacked 3 people.
Here's a picture of a kid.
Let me see. But your dog has attacked 3 people, so it should always be on a leash.
Yes,
you know
sir.
that?
It is. Sir,
And that's the dog. That's your dog, Lucky?
That's it. That's him.
Well, he's certainly a good-looking animal, but he shouldn't be let free to roam at will. Dogs, as cute as they look, when they come in contact with other dogs, change their character.
He's had come in contact with other dogs when he has gotten loose occasionally. He has never bit him. I think it's the other way around,
You're
Your
very
Honor.
lucky, sir. Don't tell me it's the other way around. The evidence in the case is that her Akita is leashed on her property. Your dog comes from your property onto her property and attacks her dog. That's the evidence.
You're telling me here that this woman, walks her dog on a leash, and yet I go out randomly at any time and take photographs with the dog being walked
Excuse me.
without a leash.
I don't want to hear that.
It's
Sir,
not true.
That may be so. There are other agencies that are available to you to cure that problem. I am not dealing with that problem.
I understand.
I am dealing with a specific incident that occurred on a specific date at a specific time on her property, dealing with her dog and your dog. What happened? Who's responsible? What were the damages? That's the issue.
but I am going to say something here. He came to my house I told my husband I didn't want to sue them, and I told him I didn't want to sue them. I told him I wanted to work this out separately because things do happen to everyone.
Is that so? Did she speak to you about that?
I tried to talk
No,
to both her and her husband.
Can I?
And?
They use language that I don't understand unless you're a sailor.
Sir, he came to my house to threaten us to kill my dog,
Were you ever in the Navy?
drunk as a
No.
skunk. Totally drunk, which is his usual mode of being, even at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I knew that was going to happen.
But
Now we're
it's
going to
true.
deteriorate and start
It's
calling
true.
each other names.
But it's true.
And it has nothing to do with the case,
Well,
madam.
Fine, but don't come and threaten me because I am going to follow through. So my dog has been met by health officials on every incident that has happened. The bites have occurred in my home with the exception of the last one who was on my driveway. In my garage with my dog leashed inside the garage, and the first time inside my home. My dog was provoked.
Madam, I don't want to hear that. I'm not
Well,
dealing with those issues.
But
All
I'm not
I
letting
know
the dog
is
out
that
loose, sir, because I know he can't bite. Not anymore, but he did many years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, he had the capability, and he no longer has it. He's dying.
That may be so.
I am
Madam,
sorry
that
that
may
he
be
bit.
so. I would still, if I were you,
I
with
do.
a 100-pound dog and a 40-pound child next door, ensure.
A child who wrote a threatening letter to kill us.
Madam.
Okay. Well,
You're not listening.
An
You don't
angel.
want to listen. Don't listen. What do I
okay,
care?
no, I'm sorry.
Merlin barely has a new leash on life. Is the defendant responsible for the attack? Judge Heinlein rules. Next.
Both of these men commute to work each morning.
Connect to the People's Court at peoplescourt.com.
Closed captioning and other consideration for the People's Court, provided by...
No kid can resist a tape.
Or who's responsible for this dog attack? What do you think?
I believe the defendant is responsible because it's completely irrelevant, the plaintiff's dog's track record.
His history of violence. Okay, coming down here, you say?
I think the defendant's at fault because his dog was on her property.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next Sandra Day O'Connor, give her a hand. Okay, there's also the issue of the leash law. The judge is on the bench, and here's his ruling.
Your excuse, if somebody gets hurt in the future, is going to fall on deaf ears. Nobody's going to listen to you.
I
So
know,
just
sir.
listen.
I take responsibility for what's
Okay.
happened, and I've paid the price as well.
Mr. Sloboda, she's indicated that the veterinary bills were $312.60, and the pants, I'm not, forget about it. Give her $50 for those slacks. It doesn't make sense to me to walking a dog in such expensive
Sir, I had gone to dinner earlier that night, and I was still dressed in the same clothes, okay?
$50, madam. That's what you're getting for a total of just $362.60. That's judgment in favor of the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Plaintiff wins the judgment, gets quite a bit of what she sued for. Come on over here, Mr. Sloboda. You two obviously don't like one another. What is at the core of this problem between the two of you, the personal part?
Well, I'm trying to stop something here that's going to happen to another human being that could possibly be dismembered or facially tore up from this dog because of irresponsibility. I guess I should videotape it next time. So we'll let that go on that point.
All right. The document's waiting for you right down the hallway, yeah? Ms. Hutt, come on out here. You have a history of unrest with this man.
Yes, we do.
There's some such thing as good neighbors, but I don't think that's the case here. Well, what do you have against each other?
He has a problem with us. His mother tried to break into my house once. His kid writes us threatening letters. I have no clue what their problem with us is. I have a feeling they're bigots because I'm Latina and my husband's Jewish. And that's my feeling.
All right, well, good luck with getting along with him. Hope there's peace in the valley, Harvey.
You know what? If this were not a leash law case, it could have hurt the plaintiff that her dog did have a propensity for violence. Now, we love hearing from you. If you have a legal dispute, maybe we can try it on the People's Court. You can contact us at peoplescourt.com or call us at 888-505-6950.
The People's Court is a Ralph Edwards, Stu Billett production.